Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel and this is my reality. So listen, I wanted to talk real quickly. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I wanted to talk real quickly about there's this blind item that's going around, or I'll say it like this, it's being reported on several networks that or platforms rather, that Diddy, Puffy Combs, Sean Combs, whatever you want to call him, Shitty Diddy is what I call him. Um, has so we people have been reporting that the reason, or one of the reasons, that the entertainment industry has pretty much pushed the mute button, because I haven't really heard from anyone for the most part except for Ray J, who annoys me, and I have no respect for him at this point, because he's alleging that, as the culture, we need to, not be focusing on blaming anyone or pointing the fingers. No, yes, we do. We need to point the fingers right at the perpetrators. Exactly, right at them, directly at them. So stop it, knock it off. It don't have nothing to do with our culture. It doesn't have nothing to do with the good Black people in America. It has everything to do with a deviant being able to get away with savage behavior for 30 years. That's what it has to do with, Ray J, in case you watch this video. That's exactly what it has to do with. It doesn't have anything to do with Black people or someone trying to bring down a Black Kang. No, that doesn't have anything to do with it. What that is it's a tactic to deceive people and distract people. And I'm not falling for it, not for a second, because I use both sides of my brain here on Chanel's Reality. Let's just be very clear. She uses both sides of her brain. So no, we're not falling for that. And I'm not going to allow you to attack brown people in this country, specifically my people, and tap dance on our intelligence. I'm just not going to allow you to do it. We're not doing that. Not here on Chanel's Reality. Now, you might see that buffoonery on other platforms, but not here. I don't play those type of games. We blame nobody but the perpetrators for perpetrating on other people. End of story. And we're not going to come save you or him or anybody else from being a savage. We're not saving you now that you got caught. But what I will say is, hold on, let me close this door. Sorry, he's in there watching football or something, I believe. Anyways, so like I was saying, what I wanted to come on here and say or speak about is there has been a lot of talk about, the videotapes or the footage that Diddy has allegedly gotten all of these people or celebrities or people who were allegedly drugged or given some sort of pill or substance that then made them vulnerable to any type of egregious behavior without their consent. So maybe that's why the feds or Homeland Security or the Southern District of New York has brought suit to Diddy, and why they raided his homes, shall I say. And like I said, it might be why seemingly the whole entertainment industry is on mute. Almost no one has said anything. Today, I heard something that D.L. Hughley was saying about people being an accomplice if they didn't say anything. If they saw something, if they saw egregious behavior, they witnessed it and said nothing, then they're an accomplice. I say on some level that's true. On some level, absolutely, especially if they didn't say anything because they wanted to just continue to get a paycheck or it benefited them in some manner or some way. But if they were in fear of their life or the lives of their family or things like that, I'm not going to put that on them for not saying anything. I wish they would have, but I understand that fear is real and it can certainly, I would say, bind you or keep you bound, for sure. Fear makes people do a lot of things. Just saying. I'm not giving anyone an out. I'm just saying that I know that it definitely can inform your decision, whether you come forward or not. But I do wish he would have been caught a lot earlier, or at least brought to justice a lot earlier. But we can't go get yesterday, so we can only focus on today. And today he's in jail, so that's good in my opinion. Let me say first, everything on Chanel's reality is, in my opinion, um, it is all alleged, and it is in my opinion, and it is all for entertainment purposes only. So take it as what is intended. Um, that's written or spoken word. So, like I said, people have been wondering why so many celebrities haven't said one word, right? So recently it's come to my attention, and it's being reported that one of the people that is, or seemingly on one of these videotapes, or um, one of some footage that has been taken from Diddy's homes or home, has some high profile celebrity on it, allegedly. Some lady, I saw her on, I don't know what I was watching the other day, but it's out there. I saw this lady the other day, and she was saying that there's some footage. She said she saw a still image. She said she didn't say she saw like live footage, but she saw a still image, and she reported that she could clearly see who that person was. And she also stated that whoever the person was, they didn't seem, I don't want to, say it wrong, but I'll just say in my words, I'm paraphrasing. They didn't either seem like they were doing whatever they're doing under their own fruition. It seemed like it was something that maybe they were forced to do, and or weren't coherent enough to maybe comprehend what was going on. That's my interpretation of what she alleged happened with this high profile person. And uh, the lady also stated something to the effect that the high profile celebrity at the time was more high profile than Diddy was at the time. That's what's being alleged. So I got to thinking, I was like, who could have been at the time more high profile and in this alleged sex tape or video or footage of Diddy? And I started to think, like, who could that be? And the person that I thought about was Magic Johnson. Again, this is just my opinion. There's no proof. I don't have any type of proof or anything like that. Nothing whatsoever. So I don't know. I wasn't there, and I have not viewed said footage or videotape or any of those things. I'm saying just my personal opinion. The people that I thought about who could have been more famous or more high profile than a Diddy at the time. And I thought of him. I thought of Magic Johnson, and I thought to myself, I can't think of another person that more people at the time would have possibly known on a bigger platform in the entertainment industry than possibly a sports person, a sports personality or a sports guru or something like that. And so I just thought Magic Johnson, right? Then today I got an alert from one of the content creators that I watch, called, I think her channel is called Culture Spill, I believe. And I'm going to show you a little bit of the video that she made today, which she doesn't make the same claim, but she makes a claim that someone else is making a claim in that blind item, that possibly the person that is on the tape or video footage is Diddy. I'm sorry, is Magic Johnson's son. Or I don't know. See, because I think he's still male, but just part of the LGBT community is my understanding. But I don't know. I wasn't there, so I wanted to show you guys a little bit of her video, and then you guys can make a decision for yourself what you think. So let's get into it.
with this Diddy shenanigans. Tell me why I came across threads claiming that Diddy and Magic Johnson's son EJ were having a thing. I mean, is there anyone Diddy hasn't been with? You know what? While at it, we might as well compile all the other boyfriends and lovers Diddy has allegedly had. And you better get seated, loves, because it's one hell of a long list.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
It's a special birthday for both of us.
Yeah. Note that all the
Why is Diddy singing happy birthday to French? I know it seems weird. Like if he wasn't embroiled in all of this malarkey and all of these scandals, it wouldn't seem weird to me that he's singing happy birthday. It would seem like, oh, you know, they're having a good time. Maybe he threw him a party, you know, kind of like love my brother in music. But because of all of the disgusting things that he's been accused of, and I fully believe all of them, because like I said, here on Chanel's Reality, you're gonna have to prove to me that the victim is lying. I believe victims. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's not changing over here. But why are you? Okay, let's just move on. We just gonna move on. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move on. Okay.
These people are alleged, and I'm saying alleged because I personally don't have irrefutable evidence that he dated any of these people. But we all know what they say about where there's smoke, right?
Mr. Lee, yeah, I love this drink. Will you put my bag? I like when you like this, Daddy. Yeah, will you put my bag? Daddy, I like when you.
Why is he calling this grown ass man daddy? I want to know. I need to know why he calling this grown. He a whole. Listen, why are you calling this grown ass man daddy? I don't get it. Unless you are part of the LGBT, whatever it is, community, which Diddy has not said he's a part of publicly that I know of. If he has, y'all let me know in the comments, but I have not seen him publicly say that's what he is. And he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to. I don't believe in that. Let's drag people out the closet. I'm just saying, if you're not, and you haven't come out and said that that's what you are, or that's what you like, or whatever the case may be, then why are you on tape calling this other grown-ass man daddy? And this is the thing. Like I said, people be who you are. I'm not here to be your judge, but I am going to say the people at the table seem a little bit uncomfortable. Is it just me? They seem a little bit uncomfortable, especially Fabulous, which has his own set of issues. I think I've heard people say that he's violent towards women too, as well. And then poor little Jadakiss is on there like, I just don't even... Which I know Jadakiss, in my opinion, I don't think he likes Diddy at all. I heard him get into an argument with Diddy. I think it was The Lots. They were on what is the name of that show that comes on in the morning? Or it's, oh God, it's not in the morning show. Is it the morning show? The Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club. Listen, go watch that video if you want to have more updates on that. But I just found that very, very interesting that they basically were accusing him of some of the things that many of his artists have accused him of, which is not paying them, holding their publishing and things of that nature. So anyway, let's get back to the video from Culture Spill.
I like that.
So by now, you probably know that the prosecutors who are handling this case said in court papers that they had interviewed more than 50 people and witnesses associated with Diddy and expect that number to grow. They also said that they would use financial, travel and billing records, electronic data and communications and videos of the freak-offs Diddy was hosting to prove their case. Basically, based on the case the prosecutors are building, a conviction on every charge would require at least 15 years in prison, with the possibility of a life sentence. If you ask them, they will tell you that they will get Diddy for most of the things which are in the indictment. For those who haven't read it yet, the indictment contains reports of items that were reportedly part of a larger operation involving Diddy's freak-offs, where he allegedly hosted wild fueled parties. The indictment actually details the use of these supplies in extravagant gatherings, including controlled substances, extra linens, and lighting. It also goes on to detail how Diddy and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. He's also accused of using his staff, money, and influence to build his business empire and ultimately a criminal enterprise, where he took part in a bunch of crimes not limited to forced labor, kidnapping, SA, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. It also talks about how on numerous occasions from at least in or about 2009 and continuing for years, Diddy mistreated women by, among other things, pushing, dragging, throwing objects at, and in addition, the indictment
it's so appalling to me, all of the things this man is alleged of doing to other people. It's scary. It's evil. It feels very evil to me to purposefully, intentionally put people in a situation where they are no longer in control of how they respond or what they're doing. That's what Diddy's been accused of, is putting people in situations where he is lacing their alcohol with some other type of substance and then taping them and then blackmailing them if they don't do what he wants or other things. Like I said, we have already reported on it. You can go watch another video if you want to, but I think pretty much everybody on the face of the earth who has ears and a brain and watches the news has heard about this Diddy story. But let's keep listening to what the lady from Culture Spill has to say.
Went on to say that Diddy lured women in under the pretense of a relationship and forced them to engage in freak-offs using physical and other forms of force. These freak-offs are also described as elaborate and produced intimate performances that Diddy allegedly arranged, directed, during, and often electronically recorded. Then it notes how Diddy staff often booked hotel rooms and stocked them in advance with baby oil, lubricant, sheets, and extra lighting. Apparently, the freak-offs could last for days, and Diddy, together with the other people involved, would often receive IV fluids to recover from whatever they were using. One of the things that shocked people the most is the fact that the feds found 1,000 bottles of baby oil during their search that Diddy was allegedly using with the men he was hooking up with. And one of them was Magic Johnson's son, EJ, who Diddy had been allegedly dating behind the scenes for years. There's even a blind item that has been making rounds saying that this NBA legend is being brought into the whole producer wannabe rapper mess because his son loved the parties.
So that's where, when I saw this video, I was like, I gotta say this, because I was thinking that it was Magic Johnson that's on that videotape, because who else could have been probably more high profile that would cross industry lines in a way that Magic Johnson could have? Like I said, I don't have any proof of this. I don't know. I wasn't there. But that's the only part. I mean, there's probably obviously many people that could fit the bill for it, but I'm trying to think of a individual. I had been trying to think of an individual who could fit the bill for someone being more high profile than him, that many people would recognize as more high profile than Diddy at the time. And that's the person I came up with. I thought Magic Johnson, because who didn't love Magic Johnson? And in the 90s, he was very, very, I mean, he was popular before that, but especially, when he came out and reported his health situation at the time, it was like, I almost feel like he made it to where if you wanted to bully someone who maybe had that infection or the illness that he reported he had or had, they would have easily been bullied from the spotlight and shunned and canceled even before canceling celebrities was a thing. But because it was Magic Johnson, I think so many people loved him. He was so beloved in and off the court that people were kind of like, it's Magic, what are we going to do? And I'm happy for those people that he helped long term in terms of like the scrutiny and the misleading, egregious information that was put out about people who contracted the disease he said that he contracted while he was, partaking in things outside of his own marriage. But anyway, let's continue to listen.
And the assumption is that the blind item is talking about Magic Johnson, his son EJ, and Diddy. That's interesting. And if they have actually been dating for years, they have done a pretty good job of keeping things under the radar. Of course, EJ hasn't been the only person who has been mentioned when it comes to Diddy. And like I said, I made a little compilation of some of the others who came up based on reports from other sources, including the lawsuits that were filed against Diddy. For starters, if there's one person who gave up a few names of boyfriends, it's Lil Rod. In his lawsuit, Lil Rod provided evidence of illicit activity, much of which he claimed to have recorded due to the fact that Diddy required him to record him constantly. He literally secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Diddy, his staff, and his guests engaging in seriously illegal activity. Now, the first person who got an honorable mention is Stevie J, one of the only people who has unsurprisingly publicly defended Diddy.
My man would never break the law.
Listen. I did not understand. I watched, I think, the first season or maybe two of, what is the name of that show that Stevie J was on? Love and Hip Hop Atlanta or Love and Hip Hop? I can't remember which one he was on. But anyways, he was on one of those. And I just thought, because he was at the time dating or was the baby's father of that lady, Mimi, I think is her name. And I always would think to myself, Mimi's pretty. She's seemingly in shape. Like, I just didn't understand why she was with Steve J because he's so unattractive. But now I really don't understand it. And then he later, I feel like maybe 2 years ago or maybe longer, then he somehow married Faith Evans. I was like, girl, have you not been a witness to all of the buffoonery that he's been carrying on about on that show? Like, why on earth, girl, child? But anyways, I never understood it. But of course, here goes Stevie J claiming that Diddy and himself are law-abiding citizens. So let's listen.
We don't do that. We're law-abiding citizens. That's what we do.
Child.
You know what I'm saying? This is another crucifixion of a black legend.
Anyway, in the lawsuit, Lil Rod said that Diddy directed Steve.
I cannot. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Why it's irritating to me that they want to play this sound, because it's really just like, it's like just black noise, just like a gnat. It's annoying. It's just like a little gnat. Just, I'm gonna buzz around and we're gonna say some crazy and annoying ish. That is just not true. That is categorically false. This doesn't have anything to do with Diddy being black or being a man or being high profile or being wealthy or being relevant or being the fill in the blank. The list goes on. All of the things that they claim that this man is and everything that I believe he's not. Let's be very clear. It has nothing to do with any of those things. And stop associating black people with this idiotic behavior, savage behavior that this man is being accused of. Stop it. Knock it off. Stop making this about the black community or the hip hop community. It's not about that. It's about this man and his egregious behavior towards victims. Period. Point blank. End of story. But let's listen some more. See what else Culture Spill has to say.
BJ and his son, Justin Combs, to recruit the ladies for his parties. And in Justin's case, he was instructed to find the younger ones to attend the parties. He also claimed that Diddy showed him videos that allegedly showed Stevie J with another man. In fact, according to what Lil Rod said, Diddy said it was normal practice in the music industry for men to sleep together. And he was like, look, even Stevie J is doing it. I mean, if this is true, it would make sense as to why Stevie J has been defending Diddy, right? Also, don't you find it a bit sus that Stevie J was also present when Diddy's houses were being raided? And he shared his firsthand knowledge about the force federal agents used during the raids, saying that the feds barged in, aimed at him, and ordered him outside with his hands up. And then they put him in handcuffs during the search. And he said he saw agents leave with a single bag filled with potential evidence. I mean, what exactly was he doing in that house? Like, really? Anywho, someone else who was mentioned in the lawsuit as one of the people Diddy was hooking up with is Cuba Gooding Jr., who Lil Rod also accused of SA. According to what Lil Rod said, Diddy specifically mentored Cuba and showed him his ways with the goal of passing him off to others. Lil Rod actually says that he was introduced to Cuba while on a yacht in January 2023, who proceeded to force himself on him until being forcibly pushed away. Not so much is said about Cuba, but the assumption made in the lawsuit is that he is or was among the lovers. Moving on, adding on to this list is Christopher Williams, and this is an allegation that was made by none other than Jaguar Wright.
But this young woman walked in to get approval on some paperwork. See, and when she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. And when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing on Puff. Now, from what she said to me, it was disturbing because, you know, they didn't stop. She just walked out and she just kept her head down at the office the rest of the day, I believe it was. And I don't think it was at the end of business day that day, but I think it was the following day. He came into her office and was like, yeah, so you came in there, so what? What you gonna do? You wanna say something?
In addition, for me, a name that has me shooketh is Tupac Shakur.
Puff and Tupac was like a couple, seemed like to me. It was just a lot of weird shit going on, you know what I'm saying? The 5 days there, I guess that's what Tupac was talking about, the Illuminati. It's like Vivica Fox was with this big gay man. He was 6'9". They called him, his name 6'9".
I do.
He had the red hair with big old booty and shit. No, he was gay and over. What's going on here?
Because allegedly there was something romantic going on between these two. Okay, I know there have been rumors here and there with Gene Deal saying that he can testify that Diddy was obsessed with Tupac. Like Gene talked about how Diddy started dressing like Tupac, and he even started sleeping with the women Pac was sleeping with. For reference, Tupac dated Sarah Chapman before Diddy dated her. And allegedly, he was also with Sally Richardson Whitfield before Diddy dated her. In addition, there have also been reports that Diddy wanted Kidada Jones after he dated Tupac, and Kim Porter had an obsession with Tupac, and Diddy ended up with her.
Wayday's coming. Wayfair's big sale is back for 3 days only.
But nobody know why Pac and Puff fell out like they did. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody know why. But Puff had an obsession with him for whatever reason it was, because he started wanting to act. He started wanting to rap. He had an obsession so bad that at his Grammy Award winning speech, he used the same speech that Pac used.
Also, anyone who read Kim Porter's alleged memoir knows that there were claims in there that Diddy wanted a threesome with Tupac and Kim and wanted to see who would be the first to make her climax. Freaky, freaky Diddy. Again, I can't verify this, but what I can tell you is that another person who has been named quite often is Meek Mill. For this, let me take you back to Lil Rod's lawsuit a little bit. So, one of the things that was hidden in the details is Lil Rod alleging that Diddy told him he had slept with 2 other celebrities. And even though their names were redacted, one of them was described at the footnote as a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, while the other was said to have performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. That Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj was obviously Meek Mill. And while Meek has been all over the internet telling people that anyone who has receipts of him and Diddy should table them, people have been telling him that he is actually his own star witness. I mean, there's literally a photo of Diddy and Meek Mill in matching outfits and a pool video, which we will never forget.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
And that's not even the only questionable video.
Listen, I don't know why Diddy is obsessed with calling other men daddy. It's just weird. If he is in fact not bisexual or gay, it is bizarre, but maybe it's just me. Let's listen to some more culture spill.
Video of Diddy and Meek people have seen, by the way.
I can't.
Usher, but I'm not going to go much into Usher because people have been saying his situation was different because he was forced and taken advantage of by Diddy at a pretty young age. Moving on, we allegedly also had Jamie Foxx as one of the lovers, and he actually brought suspicion upon himself that time when he was describing the Diddy parties he went to. And he was not only talking about how amazing the parties were and the ladies, but how much money Puff was spending on the parties.
So I followed him the whole time. I remember watching Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I'm filming this. And it's a pool party that is ridiculous, man. And I look up and I see Dr. Ruth. I don't know if you know who that is. Lady. I see Dr. Ruth. I said, Miss Ruth, could you please come over here? This guy by the name of Sean P. Diddy Combs. I need you to come meet him. I need this for my camera. Dr. Ruth and Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel pool dancing, doing their thing, right? And you know what they're dancing to? Over in the corner, God bless, is Heavy D. Andre Harrell, and they listening to a demo. You know what the demo is? Right. Bum, 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 bum,
Beyonce.
bum,
Oh, that's
bum,
crazy.
And just for those who might be a little young, Heavy D is and the Harrell guy, Andre Harrell, I think is his name, are two people who worked at, and I think Andre Harrell, I'm not sure if he owned Black Ground Records or whatever that record label is that they all worked at with the late Kim Porter and others. They are no longer with us. They, like I said, Diddy just seems to have people that were around him, no longer around him, and no longer alive. But that's just my take. I don't know. I wasn't there. These are all alleged things that people have been sharing on the internet. So take it for what it is.
Wow. And then Andre Harrell, run that back. That's the one right there. That's going to be the one. You just missed that, the ordering of the champagne, the whole nine. Country, get this. You call me country. I'm like, country, get this. So I'm filming it. That's the one. That's the record right there. Run it back. Burn up. So Dr. Ruth Puff dancing, right? All of a sudden I get this, and then I'll flip the camera this way. There's Demi Moore and some young dude.
I'm guessing the young dude it's really
Okay, Jamie, we get it. Okay. You know, even as we list the people Diddy may have been with, allegedly, the person who introduced him to all this is the one who introduced him.
I was going to say, I think Ashton Kutcher has, as of now, been accused of some things that are not so great himself, but I haven't done any real digging in that. It's just some things that I've heard. I don't know. I wasn't there. And again, if you're just tuning in, everything on Chanel's Reality is in my opinion, and it is all alleged, and it is all for entertainment purposes only. So take it for what it is.
To the industry, and his first name starts with a C and his second name starts with a D. Allegedly, this very powerful person was Diddy's first boyfriend, and he could be the reason why Diddy is in this entire mess in the first place. Okay, about this very powerful person, shouldn't I recall that
right there, because of all of the things that this content creator says, that's the one thing that I do disagree with. And I don't even know if she realizes it. Maybe she did or didn't. I'm not sure. But typically, I like her content. She cites her sources, and she seems to be fair for the most part. But I don't like the statement of the guy she's talking about. That's Diddy's alleged first boyfriend. She's talking about Clive Davis. That's the alleged information that's out there in the ether. And she states, and I'm paraphrasing, basically, he might be the reason, since he was his first boyfriend, allegedly, the reason that Diddy is in this situation to begin with. And I highly disagree. And I'm not disagreeing with everything, because I don't know if Clive Davis was Diddy's first lover or boyfriend or whatever the case may be. I certainly don't know. I don't know these people. I wasn't there. So guilty, and innocence of proven guilty, or I'm just going to say presumed innocent until proven guilty. But in the court of, Chanel's Reality, Diddy's guilty as guilt could be. So I disagree with this idea that this other person is responsible in any capacity for Diddy's behavior. And by Diddy, I mean Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Shitty Diddy, whatever it is you want to call him. The only person responsible for your deviant, savage behavior is you, period. No one is making you do anything. And furthermore, Diddy allegedly was already having violent behavior going back to when he was allegedly a little boy. I think he said somewhere that the reason he has the name Puff is because his mom or his teacher or someone, maybe both, basically said that, he would get all puffed up. He would puff up his chest when he got angry. And so that's how he got allegedly the nickname Puff. And it just stuck. Also, too, when he was at Hampton University or whatever university he didn't graduate from, he used to throw parties and things like that. And allegedly one day, it could have been multiple days, but some witnesses stated that he came to his girlfriend at the time's dorm and was screaming and yelling and doing all of the, things that narcissistic, evil people do who have control and power issues, demanding that she comes outside, speaking to her poorly, disrespecting her. And then when she finally comes outside, is violent with her, is what is alleged. that Diddy did back in college. So that's why I say I disagree with what this other content creator is saying specifically about why Diddy is possibly in the situation that he's in at the moment. It doesn't have anything to do with this other person. He was already allegedly violent towards women and others. So therefore, that's why I disagree. Plus, I just need people to take accountability. I don't put, you're a grown man. He 50 plus years old. We're going to have him stand up, put on his big boy underwear and take accountability for what his actions were. Period. So that's just how I roll. It's not changing here on Chanel's reality.
An episode of Collect Call, how Jimmy Iovine made a bombshell revelation during a meeting at Interscope. Apparently, he wasn't supposed to hear the explosive things he heard, but he decided to share it with Suge anyway. Suge was like, we in the office, in the Westwood Interscope office. I walked in Jimmy's office. I didn't have to knock on the door. He was having a conversation, and he overheard somebody say something he probably shouldn't have heard. He said, I'm here because CD told me him and Puffy's real tight, and lovers. So I thought he was talking like they got love for each other. I'm like, all right. He said, nah, they are lovers. And I'm like, why do you keep saying that? I said, are they lovers like effing and sucking? And he said, I don't want to say that, but that's what that means, right? It means exactly what you think it means. Well, of course, there have been other names that have also come up as Diddy's lovers, from Andre Harrell to French Montana to Rick Ross and even Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I'm sure that's probably not public information yet, but who's the person that's number one on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I can get on that list,
yes,
right?
Without a doubt, you are invited.
That is so generous of you. Cheers to that.
See you at the white party.
There's even a list online that is making rounds of the people who have been to Diddy's parties. And while many of these people possibly just went for the regular parties, we know that some of them stayed behind for the freak-offs.
Kids have like an hour left. So get extra comfortable, kids, because after that, y'all gotta go. It's a wrap for y'all, because this thing turns into something that when y'all get older, y'all don't want to come to. Okay? So, let's just start to get our groove on a little bit. In an hour, we put the kids away. It's all good. Hey, DJ, that's it. Let's do it. Come on. Okay, now.
I can't, y'all. So hit me down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of my opinion. That it's very, very possible and highly likely. Well, I won't say it's likely because I don't know that to be true. But who do you guys think the high profile, I would say person, I don't know if this person was a celebrity or not, but the high profile celebrity that I named, being, the person that was more famous or more high profile than Diddy on the tape or alleged tape video footage that's going on and going around. Apparently, well, I'm not going to get down into the, what do they call it? Conspiracy theories of it all. But there's something going on. And, I always say, listen, if something doesn't add up, there's a lie somewhere. But anyway, chime down in the comments. Let me know, guys, what you guys think of all of this. These allegations against Diddy, who you think the high profile famous people were that are alleged to be in this video that is explicit. I'll say it like that. Till next time, thank you so much, guys. Please like the video, subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed and you like the content that you are witnessing and experiencing. I welcome all your comments down in the chat. Till next time, please hit the notification button so that you will know and get notified when I am live, about to go live, or upload a video. The free and easy way to, promote my channel or like my channel or grow it here on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye.